Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to another edition of WWE on TEW, the road to Wrestlemania 36. Another Smackdown live here, our second of the 5 episodes of Smackdown, and a bizarre twist. Somehow managed to make the show last exactly the length of Raw, 168 minutes. We've also got 2 pre-show matches because the main show has mostly been directed towards storylines. Smackdown does have 7 storylines going forward, so that has all been dedicated to that. It also means we could end up with a WrestleMania card of having about 14, 15 matches, but Mania could be class. But as I said, we'll kick on with the show. I don't want to just blather on too much. Let's begin another episode of WWE Smackdown Live. So, similar to 205 Live, we have booked this in the Blue Cross Arena in New York. First show was a decent pre-show match, Kenny Omega defeating Brodus in 801 by pinfall. C plus 66. Unfortunately, these two didn't click. It didn't make for a good bout at all. It was awkward. Kenny with a win, 74 performance to Brodus' 49. We can make him look dominant on the TV, but when it comes to dark matches, we can let him lose a couple. So Kenny Omega picks up some momentum. And the other pre-show matchup, and a decent pre-show match it was, Shane Strickland defeating El Texano Jr. up from Lucha Underground in 1041. By pinfall with the handspring back elbow, B77, 80 for Strickland, 69 for El Texano. Just limited because I say it is a average match on the pre-show. Now let's get to real business. Here is Smackdown Live. So the proper show starts with the Apex Predator, the Viper Randy Orton. He just says, last week was enough. I was getting sick of Baron Corbin and him thinking he's the man around here. I mean, even just the slightest attempt at trying to disrespect me, and I will make you pay for it, as per what happened last week. Baron, I know you're here tonight, so honestly, just stay out of my way, or I will strike again when you least suspect. So an A89 promo here. Randy needs to change his gimmick, so I need to remember and do that. But it gets the show off to a strong start, it gets the crowd hotter, and it starts the storyline properly between Randy and Baron Corbin. Randy has an opening match. Good matchup where he defeats Tommaso Ciampa in 14-15 by pinfall with the RKO. A B81. This was with Ciampa off his game, so he only got 72 to Randy's 87. But he got the crowd hotter. Ciampa improving in Rumble skills. And for a matchup that was short in match length with no real storyline behind it, no heat behind it, it was a decent match to start the show. Orton picks up the win though and he makes his way up the ramp. We do have a fallen Tommaso Ciampa in the ring. He holds his head as he starts to recover before Rebel Heart plays and Johnny Gargano sprints to the ring. He gets a couple of hits into Tommaso Ciampa before the villain, in this case Tommaso Ciampa, falls out the ropes and quickly hops the barrier with Gargano in hot pursuit. You just hear him shouting, "I'll get to you, Tommaso," before Tommaso, in his wrestling gear, finds a taxi waiting in the back and he shouts, "Quick, get me out of here, I don't care where we go, anywhere," and the taxi speeds off just before Gargano can get there. So A90, Ciampa just gets away from Johnny Gargano. This is the proper start of this storyline in terms of in-game. It starts off with a solid A90 rating. So good stuff there, a few negatives, but overall, top work. Next up in the women's division, it was a decent matchup. We saw the team of Charlotte, Becky Lynch and Emma defeat Kellyanne English and the twosome from Scotland who have been gaining some momentum, but I feel like they're not quite there yet, so they were in the losing team, Nikki Cross and Kaylee Ray, in 12-18 when Charlotte defeated Kaylee Ray by pinfall. In terms of in-ring work, Charlotte head and shoulders above everyone else with a 90 performance, but as you can see, like Nikki Cross is slowly getting there. Becky Lynch is always going to have decent performances as well, and the B81 is pretty damn good, considering no real storyline behind this. So good win for the Queen. And then she picks up the win, she gets in the mic, she keeps it short and sweet. Dana Brooke, I'll see you Monday. And then she does a big woo, A89, and who's the very best storyline advances with this segment. So good stuff there. I honestly really hope this match could be something else. It could flop, it could be horrible, but I'm really thinking Charlotte versus Dana Brooke could be something spectacular. Next up in a decent matchup, Roman Reigns defeated Heath Slater in 607 by pinfall. B-Men is 76. Slater a new Rockstar gimmick, which was poor. Roman Reigns shone, 94-40 performance, but this was a storytelling match. make Roman look real strong. Cuts a promo, says, "Now Drew, you've saw what I've just done to your former tag partner, and I think you've made a sensible decision not coming to SmackDown Live this week. The big dog is here, and I am ready. And when I get my hands on you, this is going to be the last time that you are in my yard. Believe that." So Roman very threatening again towards Drew that he's going to end his career and take away his IC title at WrestleMania. At the 89 promo, improvising well from Roman, and it was a fantastic performance to carry on the storyline between them. Next up was about they had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. In a bid to gain some momentum, the Masters of Wrestling, Cesaro and Chris Hero, defeated Christopher Daniels and Harry Smith in 10-14 when Cesaro beat Harry Smith with the neutralizer. 382, a couple of good performances in there. A 90 from Chris Hero, spectacular. A few negatives in there. Cleaning physical ability of both Hero and Cesaro, and a few caps in there as well. So we've done well putting them in the tag division. They're going to just keep getting worse and worse physically. Their stats taking a hit, but we'll keep them up there until it's really hitting them, and then we'll probably phase them out the company. But they could have a long run, who knows. Next up was another matchup. It was a decent match, not much heat behind it, but Nick Jackson defeated Joe Coffey in 9-19 with a 450 splash, a B-76, and this is really one where the Coffeys had a few victories over the Bucks in tag action to get them over, but the Bucks picking up a win here, which will hopefully give them a bit of momentum thanks to Nick. So we'll see where this goes going forward. I'm toying at the moment, maybe adding them all into a big tag match, but we'll see what happens at WrestleMania. Next up, The Miz is with Renee Young, who asks how he's feeling after finally getting rid of the feud with Shane Strickland. Miz says, "It's a huge statement, Renee. It shows that I am still a main eventer here in the WWE, and that all these rookies will still have to go through me to show that they're good enough. Hell, I think that even after my win, I should be..." And then they hear humming in the background, like as if it's some sort of theme song. Miz turns around and goes and says, "Excuse me, do you mind? I am trying to do an interview here." It turns out it's Sami Zayn humming his theme song, and Sami says, "I'm sorry, I'm just getting into the zone for tonight's big match against the WWE champion, heavyweight champion, Dean Ambrose." He walks off, still humming his theme while the Miz stands there, and the Miz just says, "Unbelievable." So, you know what Sami Zayn's like, that kind of awkwardness, that awkward comedy you get with Sami, just basically interrupting the Miz's serious promo, and that's going to start a wee storyline between them. Miz was good, and it was a B+86. Then we had the Trios Championships on the line. It was a decent matchup, and Big E and the New Day, Kofi and Xavier, defeated Tonga Uso, Jimmy and Jey Uso in 13:59. Big E pinning Jimmy with a 5 count, meaning they win the championships again back from the Usos. Xavier the weak link here at B82. I just felt like the Usos going into Mania as champions just didn't make sense for what I'm wanting to build here. So I'm putting out the baby faces, and I think it just leaves a bit of unpredictability in this division, and it kind of makes sense for what we're hoping to bring going forward. So the storyline, the 6-man storyline, starts with this segment, although they were just in a feud together. We'll see how that kind of affects it going forward. Because they've done it, the competitive division continues to shock us as the New Day beat the Usos for the championships, and they make their way to the top of the ramp before they're blindsided by the team of Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers. Threesome from India beat the New Day down at the top of the stage before they pose with the Trios Championship, and then Jinder just shouts in his native Punjabi language of how they are going to dominate the Trios division. So a proper push here for the Bollywood boys, or the Singh brothers are in this. We really need to try and get them over in the next couple of weeks. But a C65, Jinder getting better. Samir getting better at his gimmick as well. Sorry, Jinder getting stale. But Jinder was the real star. Surreal performing poorly. Storyline lost a bit of heat, but as I say, it's about building these guys up as well. Hopefully, something good at WrestleMania. Next up, we've got a promo with the champ, Dean Ambrose. Last week, I showed Seth Rollins just who the hell he's messing with. I am Dean Ambrose, and this is my WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I will stop at absolutely no costs in doing whatever it takes to defend and keep my gold. Now, Seth has any sense, he'll do the right thing and stay the hell away from me in my match with Sami Zayn. because if he even thinks of interfering, his main event match with Fergal Devitt might just be his last ever. So A-star 100, just imagine that Dean Ambrose has invented a new wacky catchphrase, which boosts his ability in the microphone. Storyline guarantee and a fantastic A-star 100 from the Lunatic Fringe. So continues to dominate as champion. I can't argue with Dean at all. The matchup wasn't great. I felt it could have been a lot better. And about had superb wrestling and great heat. Dean Ambrose gets a win over Sami Zayn in 1742. The headlock driver after a distraction from the Miz. Miz obviously getting some revenge for his promo. At B plus 84, 85 for Sami, and 95 for Dean Ambrose. The storyline gained heat between Sami and the Miz. I feel this is probably going to be hampered because it wasn't a hot storyline going into it, so I think this may be a big factor. Dean Ambrose improves flying, and yep, if that Sami and Miz thing is a bit more build behind it, this match even probably gets a 90. So overall, learning curve. Maybe to build up more feuds before we just shove them into storylines, but yeah. Still happy, great match, regardless. We then see Fergal Devitt backstage with Brodus heading to the gorilla position. Just before they do so though, they bump into AJ Styles, who hasn't forgotten about last week. Just says to Fergal, "So big shot, out to prove you're the main guy who led the BC. Good luck, because you're going to need it. And when you lose, and you come back here between your tail, with your tail tucked between your legs, just remember that AJ Styles is always going to be waiting for you." So A91, storyline between AJ Fergal at the moment continues, and it leads to Devitt versus Rollins for our main event. And it does the job. I was kind of hoping it would maybe boost to maybe a A+, but regardless, I'm happy at A-star. About had superb wrestling and great heat, and it saw Seth Rollins defeat Fergal Devitt in 1947 with God's Last Gift, following a botched interference from Dean Ambrose. A90, Seth with 94, Fergal with 92. The storyline has advanced, but did not gain any actual lost heat. No skill improvements, the negative, the low experience of the announced team. It's a weird position. We need to be getting A90 kind of shows every week to gain a bit of pop, even though we are at that kind of international level. I just want to try and ensure we don't fall below and then end up in a shock period for a while. So it's imperative the first couple of weeks we just get that little distance away to ensure international, even though with the money we've got it doesn't really matter, but we'll see. And finish show, Seth stands at the top of the ramp, pointing at his brain. "Not this week, damn Ambrose. I've outsmarted you this week, you son of a bitch." So B plus 85. Maybe is Undertaker being weak on the announced team costing some things here. Remains to be seen, but Seth looked good, and as I say, if we can push him going forward to Mania, it can be better. I'm anticipating here about an 89. Just a bit right. Even better, A90 on the dot. Increases our pop in 11 regions, so I'm quite happy with that. Gotten over 6 or 7 storylines. We're building up some. We've started some new ones here, and you kind of get a gist of where we're going with the WrestleMania card, and we'll get 3 weeks to properly put some hype behind these feuds and properly make them personal, rather than everyone just saying, "I'm better than you." So happy with that. I absolutely shat that there in case it was something really bad. Rumours indicate the friendship between Bryan Danielson and Ryan Reeves is over. That's okay. It just means they're no longer pals, but they're don't hate each other. It's just disappeared. The initial plan was to involve Brie and Nikki in this Cena storyline with Bryan, but I'm getting divorced. Kinda fuck that. Let's have a wee look. 205 Live. Angel de Oro, an injury. Obviously, he was previously, I believe, under contract with us. Nope. I think we looked at him, but we didn't sign him. Pentagon Jr., who obviously we released because we had nothing really for him. He was 35, has joined AAA in a written contract. And yeah, pretty decent there. Drug tests, 3K, Xavier Woods needs some victories, that's cool. 41.33 for Smackdown. Roman Reigns doesn't like Emma, and I think we're scouting him to sign him. I think that's where we know the name for. That's strange, the fact it's a 41.99. Obviously, we don't have the US, but I believe in this show we don't have Mexico. We did lose the Mexican market TV deal because of shite ratings, so balances itself out, but as I say, it's imperative of keeping Puerto Rico and the Northwest well above that 71 mark, because if we drop down again, that shock phase is going to be a pain. We're going to be international for a while if we don't drop. I don't see us getting to global anytime soon. But as I say, it's not a massive concern. What was it we need anyway? 77 in 8 regions, so we're nowhere near that before we even contemplate the national size in 4 other areas. So yeah, I'm still happy. Save's perfectly fine, enjoyable. There's a bit of struggle to keep writing out shows. As I say, when we get to Mania, we'll be back to our normal format. Yes, just try and make it a bit different and properly try and have the best Wrestlemania possible. So cheers for watching, guys. Any predictions for how you feel the card's going to look and results? Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're going with TEW. As always, any likes, comments, subscriptions are always appreciated, and keep supporting the community by checking out guys on the Fantasy Booker subreddit and the Grey Dog Software Forum. So cheers for watching, guys. I'll see you next time for Week 2 of Monday Night Raw. Bye bye.